squeeze the blood up to your brain so you don't pass out. That's the object of the whole purpose of the G suit. But they are incredible machines. They are so maneuverable. They could bank left and right on a dime and just circle and up and down, and they're just amazing. There goes the release of smoke. Now, how is that release happening, Don? Do you know anything about that?
I really don't, Art. I know it has something to do with the exhaust system on it, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. I know it's a non-toxic thing that makes it look like it's some sort of white smoke coming out of the engine, which it is not.
Okay, yeah, I was just told by one of our directors, Jeff, that I guess they remove all the weapons, which makes those jets a lot lighter, of course, and allows them to fly at a good clip. And then they fill it with a certain type of oil that allows them to have that white smoke release, which really just looks spectacular when you're sitting right there below it. Look at that formation. That is just absolutely stunning. As you said, Don, they're flying, 500 to 700 miles an hour. Their maximum speed is going to be about just under Mach 1, which is just under the speed of sound.
Well, with the ground in the shot there, Art, that gives you an idea of exactly how fast they're going. We're just past downtown now and headed over to the Med Center. Here comes one of the banks.
Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. They're going to be releasing the smoke. There they go on the banks. They're going to be making a circle around the Med Center. There are all the folks out on the Med Center in the Herman Park area just watching. You could see all the hundreds of people on the ground and probably thousands just outside of the medical center. We lost that shot, but look at it. There it is again, right over the Med Center. That is a beautiful picture. Live sky eye. We love that, Don. Doesn't that look nice?
It's absolutely stunning. And to see how fast they're going, wingtip to wingtip in a circle. I can't even imagine what it would be like to pilot one of those things and watch your next door neighbor and see his eyes next to you doing 500 miles an hour.
Yeah. This right here is our studios in West U. That's what we're looking at now. Right there in West U, we were looking ahead there, and there they go circling again. Every time they make one of those banks, they just put out some of that exhaust, release some of that oil, and have that white exhaust there, which just looks stunning. Again, they don't want to break the sound barrier, otherwise they would be, sounding off all the car alarms, along with alarming a lot of people. So they're just under 700 miles an hour, probably around 500 to 600 miles an hour. Sound barrier, by the way. Oh, look at that. There's Herman Park again. And this is the circle they're continuing to make around that, right, Don?
Yes, Art. As a matter of fact, they're headed now. This is about as close as we're going to get to them. They're going to be heading down 59. The Southwest Freeway, head down to the Richmond-Rosenberg area.
That is such a beautiful picture. Look at that. Wingtip to wingtip. I mean, they can fly as close as 18 inches. Can you believe that? 18 inches, as you mentioned, Don. That's just so very close. And at that top speed like that.
I wanted to mention that the pilot in jet number 3 there at the top of your center of your screen, I understand that he is a Kingwood High School graduate, and we got to salute him. And of course, all of the rest of them there. What a magnificent job. What a sight to see. What a treat for Houston and all of our COVID-19 workers that are helping us stay alive.
It's absolutely spectacular. We love it. And this tribute is just unprecedented. I mean, they're flying from city to city, and you can see the folks on the ground there. They're just taking pictures. And that's the Med Center, by the way. You can see all the workers out there. There they go, making another bank. And the smoke is on, and just a beautiful sight there, traveling so very fast. And as you say, you're right, one of those is a Kingwood, did you say Kingwood High School graduate? That's what I
believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's correct.
And we did a story on this man from the brother's point of view, which he just had some incredible things to say about. I mean, they're flying, multi-million-dollar machines. These are $25 million machines that are just amazing. All right, this shot is from the studio right there just off of Bissonnette. You can see them flying by there. And again from Sky Eye. And we have 8 cameras, by the way, on the ground. From as far north as the Woodlands, and of course over the Med Center and over Kingwood area and over our studios right here on Southwest Houston. And this is the Sugarland area. So they went from the Med Center all the way to Southwest. We love the crowd noise. Oh, that is stunning. Don, you probably can't hear all the crowd noise on the ground, but they are cheering them on.
I can hear it, Art.
Okay.
Well, it gives me chills. It's just, it's so wonderful to be a part of all of this.
What a tribute. I just think it's a spectacular tribute to all of the men and the women and the families who are all part of this, frontline effort. And when I say families, because everyone who is a nurse has a family. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, children perhaps. Everyone who's a doctor has the same. And all of them, even though they're not working in the hospital, they're all, by virtue of them being connected, biologically here, they have a deeper connection to that, to the frontline effort, don't they, Don?
Yes, they do, Art, and it's really a true tribute to all of our healthcare workers, and we say thank you to each and every one of them for helping us all get through this horrible period of our lives.
Yeah, and we are fortunate here in Texas that we're not dealing with the number of cases and as well deaths as we are witnessing in New York. Fortunately here we have the hospitalization, the beds, sufficient bed space. So the medical center is swamped, but they are taking well care of all the COVID patients. There is another ground shot.
Art, I did want to mention, Art, that they're headed up to the northwest side of town, and then they're going to be coming back this way. So we're going to stay with them as long as we can, as long as we can see them. After this, we understand that they're going to refuel, we think, over the Gulf of Mexico, one of those airborne kind of refueling operations, and then head on over to New Orleans, and they'll be over there in about an hour from now.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. That, by the way, is Sugar Land. On the ground shot there, you see a lot of people who had that spectacular view, and you heard them clapping and cheering as they were up above. Now they're going from southwest Houston, which was Sugar Land area. They're headed up straight north now. They're going to be headed to, Cypress area, right? Don, I think they're headed up to Cypress area and then circling that area. So they're going from southwest to now northwest Houston. The Blue Angels, the F-18 Hornets, famous for their speed. Their top speed is about Mach 2. And by the way, Mach 2 is about 1,200 miles an hour, nearly Mach 2, I should say then. We lost them just for a bit there, but we'll get them back here in just a minute. But they're headed up to Cypress Wood area. They'll be circling that northwest part of town, and then they will come and swing back through downtown area or through over Pearland area, and then head out toward Ellington Field area, southeast Houston area. And once they do that, they'll refuel, and there's the map. They've already done all that. They did the loop around the Med Center. They went over the Galleria. Now they're going up to that 1255 area, which is up on the upper left. That is Cypress Wood area, northwest Houston, and they're going to be traveling just over downtown Houston once again, and then flying through southwest Houston over Pearland or southeast Houston and headed out to the Gulf. They'll get refueled in the Gulf, by the way. Once they get refueled in the Gulf, those refuelings don't take but minutes. I've been on one of those jets, by the way, and the C-30s will refuel those things, those jets, out above an ocean. And they have a long sort of extension, almost extension umbilical cord type device that extends to the front of the Hornet, and then they'll refuel each one of those jets, and it only takes minutes, and they'll go from jet to jet to jet while they're flying. All of this is taking place while they're flying. So that's amazing. They must be headed south now at this point, or did they already fly over the Cypress? Was that the bank over the Cypress Wood area, Don?
As far as I know, Art, sorry, I lost them there for a few seconds. We had to make a turn here to stay within our restricted area, according to the FAA. So I'm sorry, I lost them for a few seconds, but we got them back now. And yes, they're headed back toward us, kind of.
Okay.
They're headed down toward the 290 area.
Okay. So they made their circle around Cypress Wood area, and they're just a little bit ahead of schedule. But, when you're traveling at 700 miles an hour, I guess you're going to be ahead of schedule, right? So they're moving at a really nice clip. By the way, Don, you were sitting about how high? Because the Hornets are traveling at about 3,000 feet. Where are you in that level?
Art, we're at about 1,000 feet, 800, 1,000 feet right now. And we're trying to, obviously, we need to stay out of their way. And we were given specific places that we could fly. And right now, we're still in the Galleria area. And we'll be here until they exit so we can head back to Hobby Airport.
Okay. I just love these pictures. They're just beautiful. I love those over the head shots, because we have 8 cameras that are just sort of all dotted around town.
Look at that bank.
Oh,
wow.
That bank is just beautiful. Look at that. And they just line up so perfectly. Such precision. And especially when they get so close. I mean, you're talking as close as 18 inches. I just couldn't imagine that wing to wing. It's just such precision involved. These guys have been flying for a long time. They're the most experienced flyers out there. And the Blue Angels, by the way, are the Navy. The Thunderbirds, that's the Air Force. So the Thunderbirds are the other end of this. The Thunderbirds, these are actually faster jets, but the Thunderbirds, or the F-16, those are more maneuverable, but these things are incredibly fast. They'll fly at a top speed of 1,200 miles an hour. But they're not breaking the sound barrier today. There is Westview ground shot, and as they fly toward downtown, they're headed south now. They're headed southbound, kind of like along the 290, right, Don?
Yes, Art. As a matter of fact, let me see. I'm looking for them with my naked eye. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, they're headed south now, on southeast. They would be headed southeast now toward downtown area. Then they'll pass over Clear Lake and Pasadena area as well. They'll head out to the Gulf, and they'll refuel, and they will never sit down because they'll just refuel in air, and then they'll head off to New Orleans area, and they'll have another spectacular show over New Orleans. But this has been just incredible because, I mean, Houston is, I believe, the largest city they've been to so far, because I don't believe they've flown over New York yet, or maybe they have. I'm not sure. I don't remember reading that. But Houston, the 4th largest city in America, here they are flying over this metropolis here of 6-7 million people, and everyone's thrilled at this site as they continue to look heavenward and watching these. But what a beautiful day for it. We couldn't ask for a better day, right, Don?
Little worried about the thunderstorms that we had early this morning, but I know that Loretta Loreska actually told everybody, nope, going to be clear, and boy, it's clear as a bell out here. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful day. Coming in on 290 now, headed down toward Houston, downtown Houston area.
I love that release of smoke. I mean, I just, that's all. I'm just wondering, do they say, okay, 3, 2, 1, release? Or was it just, some sort of computer-timed thing? Because it's so precise. It's so perfect. I'm just rhetorically asking this question, Don. I don't know that you know the answer.
I don't know the answer, but since they have a trigger on the controller, on the joystick that they're flying it with, I would imagine that instead of releasing armament, that they're releasing the smoke. Yeah.
That is just beautiful. By the way, over each one of these cities they're flying, well, and over the entire city as well, you probably have thousands of people out there, no doubt following social distancing and watching the I was going to say Thunderbirds, but these are not the Thunderbirds. These are the Blue Angels. Is that another bank? Are they banking just a bit there? Possibly over.
Yes, they are, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Yeah, those banks are just beautiful. I love how they change formation like that.
And Art, we may want to mention that I understand that there's going to be another flyover by the Commemorative Air Force on Friday, weather permitting, because I understand that there may be some weather in the area, but that's going to be another flyover by the Commemorative Air Force.
Is that going to be the Blue Angels as well?
No, I don't think that the Blue Angels are going to be involved in that. From what I understand, like 30
Okay.
World War II type aircraft.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of them out of the Lone Star Museum, out of
Right.
their facility down there near NASA.
Okay, my apologies. Yes, I do remember reading about that. We're talking about those beautiful old aircraft that just are incredible air machines for their day as well. But that's going to be taking place on Friday, provided we have decent weather. So hopefully we will have some weather and some good weather for that. I know that some storms are moving in possibly over the weekend. But here they go. They are in the southeast part of town now, southeast side of downtown, flying over the Clear Lake, Baytown, Pasadena area. So all folks in the southeast part of town are able to look up and get a view of that. Okay, this is Clear Lake, Space Center right there, Space Center Houston. Just off NASA. They're going to be flying right over this area. And there's you see the 747 with the mock-up shuttle right there. That's all fake, by the way, because we didn't get a real one. But we won't talk about that. We'll save that for another day. But the Blue Angels, I just love the white smoke being released again. They must be somewhere over, they must be close to they're over Clear Lake now, or they're over Pasadena area?
Art, they're over the North Loop.
North Loop, okay.
The downtown area.
All right, they're headed still.
I'm going to pull out here in just a second and show you the downtown area.
Okay.
They're just about there.
Okay, so they haven't reached the downtown area. All right, beautiful.
Almost.
Look at that.
Downtown's going to be on the right-hand side of your screen.
Okay, so they're still on the north side of town and headed toward downtown, headed south, southeast area. You can see just North Houston right there.
There's downtown,
and there's
on the
downtown.
right-hand side of your screen.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. That is gorgeous. So all the folks over there, you know, I love the pattern they chose as well, Don, because you really get a view everywhere throughout the city. This is the memorial camera, and you look at the downtown shot there in the foreground with the Blue Angels in the background, and this comes from the memorial camera area, which is near the medical center, of course, and near Herman Park, all of that area. So that's just absolutely gorgeous. Or the medical center was south of that. That's memorial camera is west of Houston. This is from West U area, and you can see them on the north side of town. And they'll be headed toward, now that this is over east side of town, you can see how they've, all the refineries over there on the east side of town, they're approaching the East Loop. That looks, you can clearly tell what the East Loop looks like when you see all those refineries out there, Dot.
That you can, Art. Matter of fact, they're headed down to the Clear Lake area, and once they get down there, then they'll be headed out to the Gulf of Mexico. But wow, what a show this has been.
It really has been, and it's been nice so that so many millions throughout Houston able to just step out their doors and get out from the stay-at-home orders. And even though we're able to get out now, but still a lot of people are still locked up inside. But it's good to get out and view the Blue Angels because of an amazing tribute here again. Just a reminder, all of this is because the Navy really wanted to reach out and say thank you. It's an opportunity for the Navy to say, you know what, we're going to bring our best, our brightest, our most capable flying machines and put on a show for all of the great cities of America and show them our love and let them know how much we appreciate them. And this, of course, is talking about all of those on the front line. And there goes the smoke once again. Love that. And all of those on the front line, of course, are all the nurses and the doctors and anyone working with all the first responders, those working with COVID and 19 patients, because there are a host of them. There are thousands of them.
Let's go.
That is on the ground in Clear Lake now, and a beautiful picture there. As we continue to watch, and you perhaps might hear as well some crowd reaction. Let's listen in as we hear that thundering noise of the Blue Angels. Well, it may have been a passing semi instead of a Blue Angel, but still, you get the idea. Because those things are very, very loud when they're flying above you. And you can kind of hear them in the background. But what they don't want to do is break the sound barrier, and they can easily do that, but they're not going to be doing that today. But just a beautiful shot. Clear Lake, there is the 747 with a shuttle on top. The mock-up of them. Look at that. Okay, there's the natural sound we were looking for. What a beautiful sound that is. Isn't that spectacular? It's just awesome just to hear that fly by. Look at the precision. Look at the formation there. It just never moves. They can't budge. There is no room for mistake when you are flying these Blue Angels. There is simply no room for mistake, because when they're flying as close as 18 inches apart, you simply have no room there. There's live sky eye pictures once again. So once they've gone over, once they've passed over Clear Lake, which they just did, over NASA area, that's Ellington Field, all of that area. Now they're beginning to ascend. So they were flying at about 3,000 feet. Now they're headed back up to, what's the fueling distance? I believe it's probably 10, 12, 15,000 feet where they refuel. But they'll be doing that. Don, thank you for your help. Appreciate all your back knowledge here and the back stories and all you contributed.
Thank you, Art. It was a pleasure to be with you today.
All right, thank you. And we appreciate Sky Eye being up there in the air following all of this. Trust me, it's tough trying to follow those Blue Angels. So thanks for joining us. Again, once clearly stated before, we just want to thank all of the frontliners here, all of those in the hospitals, all of those, the first responders, the police force, the ambulances, all of the paramedics, the nurses, the doctors, all of those working the hospital staff. This tribute is for you. We love you. God bless you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your work. And may you be protected and may you be safe, and your families as well. Thanks for joining us, and have a terrific day, everyone.